awesome.
Yeah. Okay, should I go ahead and just...
Yeah, go for it.
1 second. Oh.
Before and after.
Before and after.
Oh, let me get my camera.
Okay, so what I'm doing, this is just water, and I'm spraying it on this because lichens can go dormant, and they can be dormant for a long, long time, and as soon as there's some fog or mist in the air or even a little light rain, you will see them come to life before your very eyes. And this is like magic. See, you can see it already. It's already turning green.
And that's all it took.
All it took was a little water to hydrate it. And it's already coming.
It expands, too.
It does,
It
yeah.
does.
It totally opens
Like
up.
a sponge.
Yeah.
Like a
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Ron,
It's magic.
Get an area next to it that's not touched by water.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, you can see the difference.
Put your finger there.
Yeah, this is soft, but it's dry, and
Dry,
then
yeah.
this is moist.
That's a great thing to show the
Isn't
kids.
that great? But what I did, I wrote a paper on lichens, and I made it understandable to little children, hoping that it will spark their interest to learn more about it. And I left out all the fancy scientific names and everything. So what it is the fungus is the big strong guy, so he's Mr. Lichen, and the female is the algae, and she's delicate, but she likes to cook and clean and stuff. So she can only live in water, and Mr. Lichen, he can only live where somebody cooks for him, which is under a tree or attached to a root, and he gets his nutrients from under a tree or something. So the two somehow get together, and it's usually through wind blowing them together, because the algae can send up little things in the wind, and they can marry. So anyway, they get together and they get married. And Mr. Lichen says, I can build you a house to protect you from the sun because you can only live in the water. So I'm going to build this house to protect you. And Mrs. Lichen says, well, I love to cook and clean. So she brings all her pots and pans and she makes food for Mr. Lichen. So they're happily ever after they get married. And then they decide it's time to have children, and we'll send them off to school. So it shows in my paper how the spores go into the wind, or little pieces get broken off from mother and father lichen, and they get scattered in the wind, and they go off to college, and some become antibiotics, and some become dyes for clothing, some are used in the production of perfume. Some are used by scientists to determine how pollution is affecting them and how our atmosphere is actually changing. And some is scattered and becomes their own family and are food for like reindeer or caribou. So there's many uses for the lichen, and they simply go unnoticed until you squirt them with water and see how beautiful their colors are. It's an amazing little secret world that goes on with the lichens, and I love lichens.